Hello folks, hope you are doing fine. So this is the second chapter where we'll be learning environment variables and we'll also create a simple shell script. So about the environment variables. Shell scripts has local variables and global variables, but that is all about the scripts. The shell, the program which enables us to run the shell script, also has variables which is called environment variable. So there are certain environment variables present with the shell which are useful for a user because those are actually the names of certain values. To understand more, let us see some examples of environment variables. So if I do echo, which is to print a string, or if we start with dollar sign, that means to print the value of a variable. Here if I do echo dollar path, it has been given in the output the value of this variable path. So path variable has these paths separated by colon from where a command can be run. Another example, echo dollar $pwd, which means present working directory. So if you run command pwd, that is also returning the same path because it checks the value of this pwd environment variable and prints it. So the present working directory is this. So we have seen these environment variables are all starting with dollar as the normal variables of Unix shell. There are many such environment variables present in a Unix or Linux system. To list them all out, we can use a command called env. So there are a lot of them. If you want to see them page by page, we can do env, and with after pipe we can give more. So there are certain important ones. Here is one, shell. So shell variable is /bin/bash. We will come to um, understanding what it is, and then we will there is a user variable which is defined as location here, and then path which we just printed few minutes back, and pwd. I'm pressing space to see more variables. Here is one variable called home, value of which is users location. So this environment variable has the home directory's path of a particular user. This log name variable has the username who is logged in right now. Let us see. If I do echo dollar home, I'm giving home, which is wrong. It will just print home. Now I will print echo dollar home, which means give me the value inside this environment variable home, which is the home directory of this particular user. So these are certain environment variables. Now I'll give you an exercise. You have to, in your machine, you have to print the value of the path variable. You have to print the value of shell variable or log name variable and the host name variable. Okay, because host name is a command here, it is also still printing the current host name, but in your machine, in your Unix prompt, it could be a different value coming in. So you can pause the video and work on this, work on printing these variables: path, shell, log name, host name. So hope you were able to print those variables. So I have, as an exercise, I have given you to print the value of shell variable. So this variable contains what particular shell right now is executing in this operating system, and this prompt is given by which shell. So we are currently running bash shell. There are many different kinds of shell. Bash shell is one of them. There are corn shell, there is a C shell, and certain other shells are there. But important thing to note here is when you print echo $shell, it will give you which shell is currently running, and in our case it is bash. Then let me try to print the other exercise things which you have given. Log name. So in your case it will print the username by which you have logged in. Then we'll try host name. So it will give the host name variables value, which could be a domain name or your system's host name. So this is all about the environment variables in shell scripting. Now we'll be creating a simple shell script. So this is going to be very interesting, the first shell script for this course, and you can just follow this video first and then try from your end. I'm doing a vi hello.sh. So the vi editor will open a file, name it to hello.sh, and we can start editing that file. So right now the file is open. I will press escape, and you can see here insert is given here. That means now we can start typing anything. So as I mentioned in the introduction, shell script is nothing but the list of commands put together and then can be executed together. So I will just put some echo commands as a tradition. Hello world, and enter. Once I'm done, I will again press escape and then shift colon. So we moved to the execute mode of this VI, and here I'm giving WQ, which means write and quit. So now if I do a ls, we created a file which is having our shell script. If I do a cat for this, we can see the content. To run that, we can give sh and then the file name or the script name. So it is executed, and because of this first echo it is printing hello, because of the second echo it is giving this all the best. So this is one way of running it. Because we were in the same directory, I gave just the file name. Suppose we were in some other directory. Suppose I'm in my home directory. I know the path of my shell script. I can use that path. First I have to give sh, then I'll print the path and then the script name. So if you're in the same directory, you can give the shell script name. Otherwise you have to give the absolute path of that shell script. It will again execute. So this is the most basic way to run that. Now I'm already in the directory where our script is there. In case if you are not able to run this script and you get a error like the file doesn't have an execute permission or anything, then you have to run chmod command, which is giving the chmod plus x and then the file name, which what it will do is it will give the execute permission to the script. I anyway already had the permission, but in case you are getting any error about file permission, you can do chmod for that file. Chmod is to change the file permission, and here what we are doing, we are giving execute permission to the current user to run that script. To know about VI editor and to know about the chmod command, I will give links in the description. But here is the way where to know how to run the simplest shell script and how can we create and run the simple shell script. Now, as an exercise, so the giving you a simple exercise in that you have to create a shell script that greets the user with a hi and hello as we already did, and also display the date, display the current date. So this should be the exercise. We'll see the solution in the next chapter video. Thanks folks.